A line of anguish. Gee. This isn't ominous. That hard save.
Venture no farther. Only death lies beyond. Blood need not be spilled. Bones need not be broken. Preserve thyself and flee.
We're going to continue. Bone 1.
To cross this threshold is to plunge into thy grave. Do not decide in haste.
Give me passage, main.
Very well. Embrace thy fate.
Check out the updates. Emma Fall. Fiendishly difficult puzzle. I don't know if that was fiendishly difficult, but it was clever.
Eh? Charming. Careful now, that's a trap. Look out! I see a trap nearby.
Moving to involuntary death assistant.
This is unexpected. Where are you going? Judgment. Intuition. Righteousness. Can't read that one. Grace. Mercilessness. Mercifulness. Oh, that one is mercilessness. Okay, so the initials we have are power. Candor, fortitude, authority, ambition. We got a lot of these. Courage. Try killing these guys. I have no idea where that guy's going, but it terrifies me that he's running that way. You're back. Okay. Maybe I do need to go after things first. Empathy. There's one. E. Depression. Fearlessness. Yarick. Never heard of that. Then gravitas. Vision. Goggery. Never heard of that either. Potency. There's another. We got two. E. Let's see those ones. There's the O. PEO. Missing W. Oh, we had an R. There was a righteousness, wasn't there? Grace. There's righteousness. POR. I'm missing E. Probably another E as well. No, just one E. Didn't I see a W over here? go after the P first. Mission. 40. Oops.
Prepare yourself.
What's this? Deal. Right, there's P. E over here. And have him get that. O, forgot where O was. I don't know if we found O. There's W. We'll have you go over here. Move like right over here. Let's go for it right here.
Moving to involuntary death assistant.
I know I'm forgetting the locations of these quite a bit. I apologize for that. Got PEW. Have R somewhere close. Brio. Heck is Brio? There's righteousness. Don't you go here to righteousness? PEWR. PEWR. Here's O. I think we have them all now. We'll press them in order just to be safe.
Moving to reinforcement. Reinforcements deployed.
That's not very nice. Like traps have a lot of hit points. Forgot where W was. Thought it was over here.
Moving to hazardous concoction vessels generated.
Wait, those guys are gonna press levers on me like that? That's not cool. I don't remember where W was.
Moving to reinforcement deployer. Noxious atmosphere enabled. Moving to involuntary death assistant.
Alright.
That lever did something. I could
E.
feel it.
Now we need O. Give me an O. Here's W. anything to attack? No. Far, still too far. Alright.
Moving to involuntary death assistant.
Right? Oh!
It feels like that lever did something. A trap. Better give it a wide. That looks dangerous.
Yeah, I want to stand in it. Not dangerous to you. How about we summon some dudes?
Combat in progress. Seeking damage opportunities.
Alright, so we're at PO. Need W. That's R. That one's last. You're a jerk. Sure they can be dominated. You belong to me now.
Combat in progress. Seeking damage opportunities.
On PO. If I write these down because I forget easily. PO. That one. R. W is just over here. Okay, so you got W. Could probably press that. W. Come over here and get the E.
Something happened, I think.
Keep healing yourself. You've taken a lot of damage.
Combat in progress. Seeking damage opportunities.
Yeah, take that. Punk. Okay, so we got the W. Get that E.
It worked. I heard gears moving.
Got the E. Attack that guy. And move out.
Combat in progress. Seeking damage opportunities.
Just need the R. Press the R.
That must have been the last lever.
Shakalaka. Ooh. See some fat loots.
Nice.
Unknown. Like a death fog barrel right there. Or what was once a death fog barrel.
Careful now. That's a trap.
Alright, nice. Cleared that puzzle. Alright, I saved it. And we can go through.
Must be getting closer to Lucian's crypt.
You reach for your weapon, but as the small Voidwoken skitters forward, you get the sense that it's not here to fight. It looks at Fane, clicking and chittering in excitement, and introduces itself. Fane starts in shock. He knows it.
This is Fane's business.
The Voidwoken was a colleague from Fane's days at the Academy, his assistant. It claims it knows how to save the Eternals. It promises Fane that if he can snatch the powers of the Seven, then he can restore his people. Not under the rule of the God King or the Void, they would finally be free. Fane turns away, pensive and quiet. Even as a skull, you can see the pain etched into his face.
Not gonna lie, that's just incredibly random. Like, oh yeah, this Voidwoken right here. Yeah, he knows how to save all the all the Voidwoken. Let me tell you how.
The truth hangs heavy upon the air itself, unspoken. This is the point of no return. Somewhere beyond this point, you shall be undone, or you shall ascend. There is no middle ground.
Let's do it. We got this. Step into our destiny. Dallas is going down. Dallas is going down. Craziness going on. Charge forward, men.
You come here often. I don't know what you did, but you just released a source blood. I thought I'd come and see what all the fuss was about. Should have known you were getting yourself into trouble.
A little suspicious now.
Looks like the big moment has finally arrived. I will do everything I can to support you, Godwoken. I will pray for you. I think you'll need it.
Okay, just making sure you're not going to betray us or anything like that. Let's see. Your sword will do plenty well. Plenty good. Plenty.
Don't underestimate the power of true prayer. This is a place of incredible power, where a single prayer holds the weight of thousands. Your heart and soul will fill as quickly as they're drained. Consider it a taste of your divine future. Prayer will enrich you, and your disciples will empower you, strengthen you, and trust you in all ways to do only what is right. Of course, it's up to you whether or not to listen. I know how I'd respond, but you do you.
Melody wearily chuckles to herself, then bows her head in a show of unexpected but sincere reverence.
Also, how did you get here?
Looks like my investments paid off after all.
You've shown me kindness in the face of my sins. My worship is the least I can offer.
I was actually kind of a jerk to you, but I just let you live because I could.
I've always preferred to be the one reaping the attention, but you've turned the tables. I suppose it's only right, seeing as how a new divinity may stand before me.
I guess the fourth person would have been Gareth, who I sent to a path of destruction and despair. Sorry, Gareth.
Now go. Rivellon needs a new divine.
Revered. Oh ho ho. Oh ho ho. Okay. With that in mind, we're gonna change up some stuff. Okay, you got stuff. Save for real, not for play. Alright, here we go. Bro, we ain't gotta loot. This is the end of the game. What are we gonna find? Nothing. Oh.
God woken.
What'd I say? Didn't I say? Well, okay. I said that he would end up being the godless king. And we haven't found that out yet. But he's alive. Surprise!
Dallas told me about you. You must be as hard as diamonds and twice as bright to have come so far. Your divine welcomes you.
Surprise!
Lucian frowns at the figure, then bestows a benevolent smile upon you. All that you know of him flashes across the panorama of your mind. You open your mouth to speak.
Gareth, what are you doing? Oh, there's a Geist right there. Gareth, you're supposed to be on my side, man.
I underestimated you, Godwoken. You have proven to be a formidable foe. You have my respect.
Respect, indeed.
Lucian's gaze rests upon you and goes through you. He takes your measure entirely.
Lucian, we should tell the Godwoken the truth.
Yes, I agree. It is time we dropped our masks.
Dallas nods, then reaches for the sides of her head. Where there was one face, suddenly there are four. She takes off the mask of the shapeshifter. A skull is revealed, bejeweled and ancient as the void.
I am eternal.
Surprise, surprise.
Exclaim that you knew it. I want to go 3.
Fear not, Godwoken. Dallas is on the side of all that is good. She is helping me rid Rivellon of the influence of the Source. Listen to her.
I shall tell you the tale as I told it to Lucian. Long ago, the scholar Fane discovered that the veil between the world and the void was made of Source. Our 7 lords desired this power.
Of course.
Will you be quiet?
Silence, slave. Our king forbade the 7 to reach for this power, but they didn't listen. Instead, they rebelled and sent the king and his people into the void.
With the Source they stole from the Veil. The 7 created the races so they would have worshippers.
Let's go 1.
During their lives, worshippers collect Source. When they die, the gods feed from them. It's an ingenious system.
Our souls are nothing but vats for the Source-hungry gods.
The 7 made a mistake. By taking its source, they tore a hole in the veil, and it is through this hole that the void finds its way into our world.
The 7's lust for power let in the void. Our goal is to close the hole they created, to restore the Source to the veil. When we are done, there shall be no more Source in the world. No more gods, no more worship, no more war, no more chaos, no more demons, no more Voidwoken. Rivellon will have peace at last.
Alright, let's start with 1. Why would Dallas betray Eternals?
My people cannot be allowed to return from the void. They are tarnished. They are Voidwoken. They can only bring chaos and death and...
There is more, but she hesitates to share it. Then she decides that she must.
I was but a child when the war started. The king, in his fury, separated my family and scattered us across the world to be... entombed. He did this because it was my father who gave the 7 the secret of the veil, against the king's explicit instructions. Ironically, the king's punishment is what saved me from the void. Only a very few Eternals escaped banishment. Myself, my mother, and Fane. Yes, Fane is my father.
Hello!
What? No. It can't be. Everything Dallas did. It was all you. Child.
Everything I did to fix your mistake. Our people, every purged sorcerer, every dead magister, all those weeping families. They're on your head, Father. And now, in my mother's name and my own, I take my revenge on the king and the seven. And to you, Father, I offer the opportunity to atone for your sins. Did you even look for me, Father?
Dallas, control your emotions. Our purpose transcends your personal wounds.
You are right.
Dallas has her reasons, as you can see. I seek peace for Rivellon, and for myself. Her ambitions aligned with my own, and I always believed the goal justifies the means.
So one thing that I never said was a possibility was that the king, the eternal king, could be the God King. And that seems like an easy thing, like an easy correlation to make, but for some reason I just never thought about that. So that's a possibility. I still think that Lucian is it, so I'm gonna keep running with that. But let's see. Yeah, how does Eternal join the Divine Order as the general?
During the war, the real Dallas found my tomb. I took her place and quickly realized that Lucian was the key to my vengeance. And I was the key to the salvation of Rivellon.
Let's go one. How do you intend to achieve this stuff?
While Dallas sought the Eterran, I started draining the gods of their source. Slurp, slurp, slurp.
Man, can you be quiet?
One more word from you, and I shall use the leash.
I had to hide from the gods. So I had the walls of this crypt equipped with tenebrium, and protections put in place. It worked. Everyone, even the gods, thought me dead.
So that's why he didn't want anybody to come down here, even the Godwoken, because the Godwokens are kind of working for the gods.
As divine, I was created, empowered to stop the void. I was the avatar of the Seven, their strength and their weakness. My bond to them allowed me to drain them of their source.
Go one. Even though I want to go... See, I want to go these two. I'm hoping that by going one, they'll let me go these two, but I'm going to go one.
Indirectly. And when the Death Fog was unleashed, many elves died. With fewer elves to worship him, Tyr Sandilius weakened. This gave the God King his first real foothold back in the world. To strengthen himself, he sent his Voidwoken, the remnants of my people, to hunt down the sorcerers seeking to reclaim their source.
We turned the appearance of Voidwoken to our advantage. To fix the veil, all source needs to be removed from the world. Blaming the sorcerers for Voidwoken made them easier to capture.
The Eterran now contains almost all of the source the Seven stole. Soon, we will be able to heal the veil.
The void shall be banished, and I, Lucian the Divine, shall return from the dead. A false divine, of course. I shall have no power. But the world will not know this. I shall demand peace, and we shall have it.
The plan is almost complete.
We have made so many sacrifices, Godwoken. All of us. Of ourselves and those we love. One last sacrifice is required for the future of Rivellon. You must surrender your source.
Decide. Be the true hero and give up your source, or be forced to submit. Like a coward. Like a slave.
There is no other way. The source of the world is required to close the veil. All of the source. We only lack yours.
Okay. Let's see. Final decision. Let's see. Well, I guess we haven't made the decision yet, but we can always save over that one. Let's go 1. We've seen the Silent Monks before. They don't do anything. They just stand there.
As I say, one last sacrifice is required. Yours.
Let's see. So let's go 1. There's going to be no true divine.
Good. You understand.
The world shall not know this. I shall return from the grave, a divine without power, yet all who desire power shall fear me. I shall carry the secret of my lack of divinity. Peace shall reign.
Let's go 1. Yeah, let's go 1.
We already had more than enough Godwoken.
Another sacrifice I was forced to make. Those beautiful people. I was as kind as I could be. I promise you that.
Then let us proceed.
Show some responsibility, Father! Surrender your source!
Sealing the veil will lock our people away forever. They will never be free of the void. Though if they return, what becomes of this world?
Fane turns to you. In all the time that you've traveled together, you've never seen him like this. He's trembling with emotion.
And you, my fellow adventurers. Together we have seen more than generations of mortals could ever see. You have seen the horrors of the void, and I have seen this world through your eyes.
You'll be a hero. Everyone will know of the sacrifice you'll make. Your name will be synonymous with the survival of Rivellon.
Don't let them do this to us.
But our souls. There has to be another way.
No, never.
Alright, this is the final choice. Final decision. You want my soul, you have to take it by force, try, and it'll cost you your life. Or you shall have your sacrifice. I surrender my source for the good of all Rivellon. Well, because the fight itself is going to take longer than probably the credits rolling that I destroyed the world, I'm gonna go with option number 2 first and sacrifice my source. See what happens. But the plan all along was to fight Lucian and his cronies and spend like 6 hours trying to beat him. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Option number 2 first.
Later.
How do I do it? Don't know how to do it? Talk to me. End times. Oh, Reedman is Brack as Rex? Wait, what? What? I should have asked that. Dang it. Let's see. How do I give up my source? How do I give up my sauce? I step into the sauce? Oh. I can't talk to him. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Can I walk back here? No. But do I just use all my source powers? No, because none of our stuff costs source. Pretty dead here. How do I do this, man? Is it bugged?
This is no time for idle chit-chat.
Later. This is no time for idle chit-chat.
Maybe we leave and talk to our companions? Can't exit. Man, this is anticlimactic. Take it from me. How do I give my source, man? How do I do it? I guess we can kill him. Unconscious. And then we never find out who the God King is? Like, come on.
I am Brachus Rex. I am the Source King. You shall not seal the veil, and I shall not be struck down. I call on the God King. Come, claim what is yours.
How? What? You are unleashed!
Surprise, surprise, surprise. You left the leashing wand next to me, you stupid maggot. So accustomed had you become to me pretending to be your slave.
Kill him.
Do shut up, you tedious buffoon. And don't look so surprised. As if I would allow a bone bag to enslave me. Me!
Go on.
Aren't you supposed to be the bright one? I am Brachus Rex. I am the Source King.
Brachus Rex! Evil incarnate! I'm up like hello.
Brachus Rex, you ignorant dog. Brachus!
Kill him. Now.
Too late, you moldering, blight-stained pigs. Grant me power, my ally. God King, I call on you.
Go intelligence.
You dare interrupt Brachus Rex? How novel. Who are you to challenge the Source King?
Go one.
Ah! You are the fetid dirt on my boot. You are nothing at all. I am the Source King. I shall rule. I... My ally sends me a pet. What a fitting gift. Ruling the world with a bloody fist can be lonely. I needed a companion. Come to your father, my pretty thing. Come to the Source King.
Oh, dang. Oh, dang. The Kraken. Is he gonna eat Brachus? Oh. Isbile? What? Salamand? Oh my gosh. Linder Kim. Also, he's not... Oh, yes, he is. He is so fast. Get him, Lucian. Assume dragon form? Oh, dang. Oh, dang. Oh, dang. We're just doing this fight for fun because we can't actually beat this game the way we want to. Somehow that's worth all that was. Go here. What's up, Dallas? I can hit him for 2,000. It'll knock his armor down to... probably enough. I hit him from here. So I need to move up one. Cost 2. Alright, this is fine. Buff yourself. Got him. How much armor is it? Oh my gosh. It's crazy that Gareth is, well, urged. Ooh, look at that blessing. Give me some blessing. That move is so obnoxious. Big damage. Don't have high ground here. Alright, Salaman is the more dangerous one, but can't really do much about it. Thunder Breath. You just dealt damage to everybody. And you're flying over here. Can you please not damage my team members? Red Prince, you need some hit points. Oh, he's fortified, so I can't do that. Shoot him. I should inspect this guy. Okay, now he's just summoning regular guys who are ridiculously strong. Uh-oh. 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 Can you guys be more useful, please? Lucian, you're the divine, man. Is Brachus Rex the key to all this or something? Where'd he go? Oh ho ho. Oh my gosh. Everybody over there is getting bodied. Absolutely destroyed. Okay, doing some damage. Okay, well, while you guys are fighting that guy, I guess we're gonna fight this guy. Okay. But some damage. Take that. You already have a regeneration on. We're gonna cast that on me. Alright, attack that. Don't you. Okay. They're just picking on me. Alright. Why don't we just give you that? And then... Okay, you're gonna face the right way eventually. But apparently... just won't hit the Kraken. Right? So instead, we'll try that. Target character. Whenever this character ends a turn in combat, they immediately get a free turn. You summoning more dudes? Summon more dudes. Are you leaving me? You left me. Hooray. Get out of here. And you're summoning more dudes. I hope you guys are doing fine over there. Your guys died. A lot of people are dying. Lucian, Didn't Lucian have like 20,000 hit points before this fight? Where'd all your hit points go, dog? In there. Eat him. Oh, man. This is gonna be painful.
Healing.
Well. Alright, well, you're stunned. Get rid of all this in my way. We can epidemic off of him. Don't know who else it would bounce to. But whatever. Is there a guy right there? There was a guy right there. Nice. And we help you out. Alrighty, we don't have any magic damage to deal with the Salaman. Close. Yo, my dog. Didn't bless me either? Oh man. Alright, Feign. Resurrect him over there.
I'm ready.
Don't have enough points. Pop Inner Demon. Yeah, eat him. That's right. Get him. That was one of our people, wasn't it? Yeah. Guy spawns too many people. And we have... Oh. Right, you're on the side now. Uh-oh. Hi there. Okay.
I'll yield to none.
Oh. Oh, it's gonna hit Lucian though. I want it to hit Lucian. Very cool. However. Pop this. Don't think that did anything. Can you not take opportunity attacks? And you're chasing me down. What the heck was that? And another one falls. I mean, basically, all we have left is Dallas and Lucian. Lucian's proving to be pretty weak. I mean, he's gonna go down here soon as well. Dallas seems pretty strong. He's not really taking damage. No, actually, Dallas is pretty weak too. Yeah, they had like 20,000 health. What happened to all their health? Suddenly this fight happens and they're like, oh, you know, we gotta reduce your health because it's gonna be a little too easy. Get out of here. Alright, welcome back. Ran out of healing spells. Guess we'll just pop this. Get him, Dallas. Oh, you're not gonna do anything. Please go somewhere far, far away. That is not far, far away. Right, somehow everybody there did not die. Somehow everybody there did not die. Hey, my man. Let's go kill people. You can do it, Bone Widow. Get her. You can go again. Come on, man. Oh, I was about to say, oh, he's almost dead. Oh, that was Lucian. Are you really gonna kill him again? Ooh, critical hit. Alright, let's put you right here. Heal you. Some damage to Brackus Rex. Probably should have healed Lucian, actually. Not gonna hold together for not gonna hold together for very long. Yeah, get him. Need to go over here. Oh, you're dead. Taco food. This will be fun. Nice, that kind of redid everything. There is nowhere safe. You need to heal yourself, man. And you almost died. Opportunity attack, where was it? Where's Brachus Rex? There he is. Okay. Why don't we go like that? I don't know if that healed you, but that healed you. Again, that does not hit you. Right. Get acided. Ah, get him. Hey, can you not do that? We got blessed water right here. Am I seeing that right? Man, how are you not dead? Ooh, nice. A jerk. Alright, can't heal Sibyl. You're knocked unconscious. He's taking more damage. Well, you serve me now. And we'll summon another distraction for those guys. There's somebody. And step out of the fire. Okay, big damage. As long as you guys stay over here, I mean, it's fine. Alrighty. You. Like to resurrect you. Looks to be blessed area, but kind of hard to tell. Brachus Rex is right there. Like that. Right, attack that. The perfect distraction. Opportunity attack. Oh. Oh, I thought that was a charm. I was... Uh-oh. Oh. There's the charm. Dang it. Why are you attacking Dallas? Dallas is on my side. I can't get rid of her charm. It is regrettable, but she has to die. Okay. Arm went away. Brachus Rex is almost dead.
Prepare yourself.
Finish him off, shall we?
Greet the Reaper for me.
Brachus Rex, the Source King of Legend, lies dead once more, perhaps even for good. Darius groans and looks to you with weakened eyes.
I have failed. The future of all that is rests on your shoulders.
Here we stand, once more on the cusp of divinity. But this cup, so long thirsted for, I willfully let it pass from me. All my life has been a lead-up to this, to be the King of Kings, God of Gods. I will not say it was in vain, but I will say it was vanity. If I were to chance upon my throne right now, I would sit down beside it, cast my glance to the horizon, and think of worthier things. I'd think of Sadha, my great love. I'd think of my children, their joyous dance through fiery skies. And of course, I'd think of you, of the adventures we had, of our unlikely yet heartfelt friendship. Yes, I'd sit there, thoroughly contented, and wait for you to ascend the throne.
Let's go one. Bow my head.
I know.
A mischievous smile.
But I do have to add, likewise.
Well then, this is, as they say, it. I never dreamed that after all this, I would be standing here with one of your kind. Let alone that I would be proud to do so. I cannot imagine someone I would trust more with divinity, including myself.
Thank you, man.
Fane lays a bony hand on your shoulder, squeezing gently.
Do you know, I believe you will.
Listen, this is it. Again. And I want you to know I'm not putting up a fight, not against you. My revels are now ended. Yours are about to begin. I've had my vengeance, my life and my liberty. You helped me win them back. And then, when we made love, all of me awoke.
When did we make love? I don't remember that.
All I want now is for this to end. To be by your side when we wage the final battle. And long, long after.
There will be a long, long after. Keep on going one.
I know you won't. Now kiss me.
A little far away and you a little on fire right now.
You kiss each other passionately, ready to face the darkest dark. You think back on your journey here, on all you have seen, on how the Magisters hunted sorcerers who committed horrible crimes, and purged sorcerers who only tried to heal the sick. You think of how the Eternals unleashed void-woken horror on the world in an effort to reclaim it. You look at the source around you. You know that within your reach is divinity. You think of what you could do with such power. Seeing the vast quantity of source in front of you, you think you should be able to handle a couple of Voidwoken. You think of your personal problems. It's time to make a choice. A choice that decides the fate of Rivellon and of you. Where do you stand?
Okay. Make another save. real final decision. I guess I didn't have to delete the whole thing. Okay. I don't know what this one actually entails. But we're gonna accept the divinity for right now. Choose option 1 and we'll go back and choose option 2.
After all that you have been through, and all that you have done, all that you have become, the Aeteran lies in front of you. Divinity is yours to take, or to sacrifice. What you do next decides your own fate, and the future of the world. What shall you do with divinity?
Let's see. Fulfill your destiny as God-woken, become the new divine. Give the source back to all the peoples. Release divinity into the world where everyone is divine. No one is divine. Allow yourself and all the world to be purged of its source. Okay. Well, we're gonna have to we're gonna go through all the options for completeness sake. So let's go 3 first. Let's purge everyone of their source.
And so it ended. A tale that began with my own ill-fated attempt to rid the world of the God-woken. Dallas the Hammer, the secret eternal, purged the God-woken and used the source to close the veil to the void. The world was saved. Statues in memory of the God-woken who sacrificed their source were erected all across Rivellon. They would never be forgotten. The half-demon Malady took pity on the soulless, God-woken silent monks and brought them to the Hall of Echoes. There, from the scraps of their souls that remained, she restored them to life. Sorcerers no more, they lived out the rest of their lives, freed of the burden of being the God-woken, freed from the weight of the world. As for me, the God-woken sacrifice severed the link that bound the sworn to the God-King, and I was finally free. To atone for my sins, I spent the rest of my days taking care of the sick and elderly, telling the story of the God-woken, that the world may never forget the greatest heroes Rivellon had ever seen.
No, you're dead. I killed the crap out of you. Right, where are we? What's going on?
Malady stands tall and proud, sunlight sparkling off her mask. From here, she looks almost angelic.
Well, here we are again. You, me, and the ship I've saved from ruin for your personal benefit. I'd say you owe me, but why state the obvious? Ah, there you are. More than a silent monstrosity, less than a god. In the end, I'm not totally convinced it was worth my while to restore your consciousness, seeing what you've done with it so far. Where did I go wrong?
Save me from being purged? Also, Home Chick Slice died. Like, come on. Let's go 3.
How is so boring. It's the why that surprises me. Unfortunately for me, I've grown rather fond of you. Still, I'd expected quite a bit more from you. I was interested in being owed a favor by a shiny new god, not some emperor of the realm. Never mind. I'll find another way. I always do.
She fingers the mask covering her face. For a moment, it seems as though she's about to remove it, but instead, she places a hand on your shoulder.
We've come a long way together. I did my best by you all the way. Sacrificed much. And I'd have given even more to see you fulfill your destiny.
She looks you up and down.
I guess this will have to do. Take a moment, why don't you? Relax. Enjoy. I certainly plan to do the same.
Go to?
The same way I do everything, of course. Demonic guile.
And where you plan on going?
Oh, I don't know. Around and about. Treat myself to some mead, a lover or 300. I'd say we've earned it. Perhaps our paths will cross again. Perhaps not. Until we find out.
Okay. I don't know what's going on right now, but I still got my source powers. Still all powerful.
Well, well, look what the cat dragged in. A silent monk. At least that's what you'd be if it weren't for malady.
And one.
Like I would about the return of the codpiece, that it's highly unfashionable. The man's a man, all too prone to the weaknesses of the heart. We've seen the results of his errors firsthand. I give it a week before he errs anew.
Let's go to.
Everyone's entitled to their mistakes. Maybe Lucian as well. Perhaps even a god deserves a second chance, even if he is a god without powers. As for myself, I'm counting on a second chance as well.
Go one.
Why, I mean my empire, of course. I intend to go home as soon as I can. After all, I've dragons to raise. I need to teach them to be good boys and girls before they set the entire world on fire. There may be an accident or two along the way. Can't be helped, I'm afraid. I do so long to see my palace again. The Forbidden City. The sense of spices and incense. The sound of sitars in far-off rooms. To sit all day in perfumed shade and watch the white of the marble change with the journey of the sun. But above all, I long to be with Sadha. Long to finally have the time to love.
Go to. Brightest futures.
Oh, but before you go, remember how when we first met, I took you by the jaw to inspect your teeth?
Go to.
Not something one forgets in a hurry. Now, if you'll recall, as per your own testimony, you can cook, tailor, and groom. 3 quite indispensable talents.
This is wonderful that they just referenced this. This happened at the very beginning of the game, the first conversation we had with this guy.
At the time, of course, I couldn't have foreseen the adventure ahead, but now that it's quite over, I'd like to renew the opportunity for you to become my slave. What say you?
Let's go one.
Well, that's settled then. You're very welcome to my house indeed. We'll feast and reminisce. But in the meantime, my boots are not going to clean themselves.
Oh, that's so wonderful. What's up, Han?
Are you okay? You don't look okay.
On Mibuki.
No more sauce, no more powers. Don't worry, darling. I know you have plenty of other qualities.
Go to.
Who knows? A nice cottage someplace quiet for Mahalia and I. A roaring fire and a feather bed. Maybe. Maybe.
Do we still have an inventory?
But a girl needs some fun, doesn't she?
Go one.
Reform my ways. How adorable. No, I'm afraid I cannot escape who I am and what I've done.
Her eyes flick down to your mouth. She smiles coyly, then slinks forward to kiss you.
Sure, let's go one.
Her mouth meets yours and devours you with predatory abandon. Somewhere in the recesses of your mind, you think you hear her voice sigh, "Mine." But then the kiss ends.
Something to remember me by, darling.
Alright, did you finish the anathema, man?
I always thought that those who resorted to self-sacrifice were lacking in imagination. But I must admit, that was rather noble of you.
Go one.
A world without source is one that will need individuals of wit and intellect. A sharp mind is the only magic now. I believe I shall enjoy this new world very much.
And what you gonna do next?
That is the question, isn't it? How does one top the greatest feat of necromancy ever conceived? I might have the answer to that. Tell me, have you ever heard of Gustafjan? No, of course you wouldn't. It's a written language, unreadable to most, but myself naturally. It comes from a mysterious race from another world, beings that feed on minds. I intend to seek them out. This Gustafjan seems to guard portals to their realm, and once I've uncovered one, well, why settle for being the greatest mind in just one world when there's another for the taking?
Sounds just like you.
You're here. And I'm here. If just barely. Thank the gods or whomever for Malady.
Go one. No, let's go two. Go two.
Oh? I think the look would quite suit you.
The shadow of a smile passes over her lips.
I'm glad to.
What you gonna do now?
I'll serve my people as best I can. I am theirs now, and they are mine. Let's do good. Both of us. We may as well serve as examples to the god we call our friend.
Okay.
She dips her head in your direction and gazes out onto the sparkling sea.
And my boy Fane. Can you believe it, Dallas? Your daughter?
Fane is reading a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia. He leafs through it slowly, muttering to himself.
I see. Intriguing.
He glances up at you, big, empty eye sockets taking in every detail.
Well, well, there you are. Another fine specimen of your kind. A little leaner than when we first met, and a little less divine than you'd hoped, I imagine.
Shrug. These things happen. Let's go two. I like that.
Good heavens, do they? Not too regularly, I hope.
Fane looks back down to the book, a bony finger running across the embossed leather cover.
It could have been different, you know? I could have saved them. I could have found a way.
If they gave me an option, you know, I might have tried it, but we gonna go back. We gonna try to save him, Fane. Don't worry. Don't worry. We'll erase all of this. Let's see. Let's go one, I guess.
No. I imagine you can't. I imagine no one can. But the cards were dealt, and my people got snake eyes. Or something. I never took the time to learn how the average Rivalonian entertained themselves. Then again, you are no average Rivalonian. Not after this. So, what do you think you'll do, now that we live in a source-free world?
Gonna carry on the adventure. Absolutely.
Of that, there can be no doubt. I'm sure the bards will sing of your heroics for generations.
Let's go three. Let's do it.
The skeleton hefts Hubert's dog-eared encyclopedia, its weight heavy in his hands.
I've been rereading this book, looking over your history once again, poring over every detail with a new perspective, and do you know what? It's shit.
Oh my gosh.
Fane tosses the book over his shoulder. It flutters in the air as it sails over the ship's railing and disappears with a faint splash.
If you have spent your life staring at a thing, you can write about it with knowledge. You can write about it with love. But it is almost impossible to write about it with wonder. You creatures have spent your lives trudging about this world, and you've grown blind to its miracles.
Go to.
Take otters, for example. Energetic, waterproof cats, utterly beautiful creatures. Or octopuses. Did you know they're secretly octopuses? Octopi? Octopods. I shall have to look that up. Regardless, the world is filled with absolutely incredible sights. And who better to catalogue them with the awe they deserve than someone seeing them for the first time?
Go on.
Ah, finally. You're right about something.
Fane nods curtly and turns away, notebook in hand.
So cool, Fane. So cool. Go below deck.
There's nothing interesting down there. The future lies above, not below.
Okay. I've already talked to everybody. Talk to Maladay again.
If you'll excuse me, darling, I have quite a...
You'll have to wear a collar again, by the by. Nothing you're not used to.
Oh, you. Yeah, well, I've talked to everybody. What you want me to do, game? What you want me to do? Epilogue. As A the lone. Rifle right there. Okay. Got Fane. Stood with me. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I guess we're not supposed to really do anything here. This is just kind of one of those, you know, hooray and hooray and hooray.
I do believe your actions amount...
I hope you won't be a stranger, my dear. Reform my way?
Her eyes flick down to Almira pouts in disappointment, but it quickly morphs into a devilish grin.
Oh, no matter. We'll always have our first kiss. I haven't been quite able to put it out of my mind. Just as I'm sure you won't be able to put me out of your mind. I hope you won't be a...
Are you okay?
And I'm great.
Fane stares out.
Alright, well. Nobody else wants to talk. What was missed, come on, man, is you can talk to the ship. You can talk to the ship. Always forget about the ship. You know, she's just kind of there. You know, they need to put like a dot or something, you know, like, hey, talk to me.
It gives me almost as much pleasure to speak to you as it does to be whole again.
All right, we going one. You're a great ally. And I did not forget you.
I will always be an ally to those that carry source, to those whose blood is of the heroes of old. And so, as always, I am at the ready.
How are you unharmed?
Consider me to be a gift from Malady. My wood was splintered, but my spirit intact. It was a great feat, but given her skill, not a surprising one.
Time to move on. Move on.
You look out to the endless beyond. The sun's light plays upon the waves, just as it always did. The sails flutter in the wind, just as they always will. And yet, something is different. You are different. And with a start, you realize where you must go next. You speak the command to the Lady Vengeance, and another chapter begins. At last, the world was at peace. As the races united behind Lucian, Arx remained the center of power. The ancient Lizard Empire opened its gates. The houses disbanded, and the Empire adopted a pluralist quasi-democracy. Anyone could vote for whoever they pleased, as long as the House of Shadows approved. Justinia returned to her throne. Under her rule, the Dwarven Kingdom prospered, until 2 years later, a jealous lover stabbed her in the heart with a mutton fork. Lucian made amends to the elves. He gave them lands and vast riches from the coffers of the old divine order. But the elves never forgave him. They would not trust humans again. And in a dark forest on the far side of a desert, well beyond the high seas, the Black Ring came together once more. The island of Fort Joy, the old redoute of the Source King Brachus Rex, was turned over to the people of Driftwood to use as they wished. They turned it into a holiday resort. Reaper's Coast prospered. The fisheries returned, and the fertile farmlands produced the greatest harvests the surviving farmers had ever seen. Blood Moon Island became particularly fecund, its soil producing the greatest crops. A particularly crimson-fleshed orange grown on the island became a delicacy across half the world. The black pits took fire. The oil there burns still. Driftwood became a center of industry, trade, and transport. Lohar became mayor, and Brayton Barnes grew rich until, after a public argument over import duties, Barnes died in an accident, buried under several tons of fish, and also stabbed in the back with a gutting knife. After a long and harrowing journey, Lovric the waiter arrived in Sicil, where he opened a tavern. The meaty stew became famed almost as much for its food as it was for its greasy, abusive owner. Lagan left his over-demanding wife and began a relationship with a local bard. In the spirit of loving generosity, he returned the ring to his now ex-wife. In a fit of rage, she threw it into the sea. You would never forget Dorothea's kiss. Dorothea herself left Driftwood for the ancient empire, ever in search of the perfect kiss. She never found it, although once or twice she came close. The nameless isle had vanished. Although only open water remained, by instinct ships would steer clear. None of the captains could articulate why. Arx became a great metropolis, famed for its prosperity, its culture, its diversity, and the willingness of its denizens to stab each other in the back for the slightest advantage. Young Han went into the theatre and became one of the realm's most popular actors. With no new divine, Malady found herself in a predicament. She had an important problem to solve, but no ally strong enough to call upon, and so her search continued. Having performed the greatest act of necromancy in history, Tarquin found the new world unchallenging. He became obsessed with rumors of another plane of existence. One day he vanished and was never seen again. Ahu the wizard became one of Lucian's most trusted advisors once more. He always knew that something had changed in the divine. He never discovered what that was, or, if he did, he never said a word. Jehan the demon hunter found himself at a loose end, so he opened a museum of demonic artifacts. He made a fortune. But the mother had a secret weapon. Tova, Sahela's mother, keeps Sahela's anger at bay. Lucian returned as divine, united the races, and became Lord Emperor of all Rivellon. Only Dallis knew that he was entirely powerless. Dallis and you. The Eternal, now known as Dallis, was a secret advisor to Lucian and to his successors. For eons she would walk in the world, and would outlive the peoples and all, and wander alone amongst the dying stars. His run-in with his daughter set Fane on a new path. He travelled Rivellon, recording the wonders he discovered, but always kept a socket peeled for signs of the Eternals. He hoped to find the wife he'd lost, but he never did. Then again, he's still looking. As the new mother, Sabine found a great forest, and founded a new elven homeland. Elves flocked to her, and worshipped her as a goddess. Sabine swore never to kill again, but once in a while she'd look at her needle and smile. The Red Prince came home a hero. Soon Prince became emperor, and his armies marched on their neighbors. The Red Empire was born, and his house remained true to its name. There was never a day without war. And then there was you. You returned to the world as one more dwarf among many. Your future was yours to decide. Did you accept your new status with humility, or did you rebel? Only you know the truth. Only you know if you atone for your sins.
Alright, so we sacrificed all of Source. Let's accept the power of Divinity again.
After all that you have been through, and all that you have done, all that you have become, the Aetheran lies in front of you. Divinity is yours to take, or to sacrifice. What you do next decides your own fate, and the future of the world. What shall you do with Divinity?
Alright, so we've already done the last one. Let's go ahead and move up. Let's make everyone a divine. No one is a divine. We're gonna get the same thing?
So it ended. A tale that began with my own ill-fated attempt to rid the world of the Godwoken. When the dust settled, no new divine had risen. Instead, all Source was released into the world for all the people and every creature to share. Everyone was now a sorcerer. And united, the peoples of Rivellon pushed back the God King into the very depths of the void. This ushered in a new golden age of peace and prosperity. But alas, it was not to last. With many greedy for wealth, power and position, the struggle soon began anew. Source, the very language of creation, was used in violence once more. The never-ending contest for power continued. As for me, my last hope of ever being freed of the God King's terrible tyranny faded when the Godwoken failed to seal the veil. An eternity of pain and suffering is mine, in service of the King, until the day I am freed, the day the God King returns.
We still never learned who the freaking God King is, man. Come on.
Malady stands tall and proud, sunlight sparkling off her mask. From here, she looks almost angelic.
Well, here we are again. You, me, and the ship I've saved from ruin for your personal benefit. I'd say you owe me, but why state the obvious? Get an eyeful. I expect it's the last we'll see of each other for some time. I've a lot of planning to do, now that there's not to be a new divinity.
She drums her fingers testily on her crossed arms.
All that work, all that effort tossed into the gutter like a malformed child.
Hmm. Let's go 2.
Has it taken you this long to figure that out? Never mind. I'll find another way. I always do.
She fingers the mask covering her face. For a moment, it seems as though she's about to remove it. But instead, she places a hand on your shoulder.
We've come a long way together. I did my best by you all the way. Sacrificed much. And I'd have given even more to see you fulfill your destiny.
She looks you up and down.
I guess this will have to do. Take a moment, why don't you? Relax. Enjoy. I certainly plan to do the same.
Where you going? Well, no, we already did that.
Until next time.
See if other people have any new things to say.
Well, well, look what the cat dragged in. A Godwoken. But what good is it to be Godwoken when Source is now a free-for-all, and there is no divinity to be had?
Hmm. For one.
Don't fool yourself. In the absence of a master will rise. King, God, there is still power to be had. As long as there is power, there is conflict. Source for all, it is but the dream of an idiot who will soon wake to find his wrists in shackles.
You mad, bro?
In that sense, I suppose I should look upon it all as an opportunity. People crave authority. They'll beg for a sorcerer king like me.
Red Rex. Let's go 1.
Please, I'm not a dilettante.
He sighs, which seems to ease his surly countenance.
But come. We've travelled too long by one another's side to end with an argument. We'll not part on bad terms, will we?
Okay. Give me your thoughts. This definitely does seem like the least interesting of the outcomes.
A world full of sorcerers. That's quite a thing. But don't worry, darling. You're still special to me.
See if she says anything new.
Who knows? But a girl needs some fun.
Nope.
I feel weird. Like I've got ants crawling in my belly. There is a matter I must attend to, however. My payment for all the stuff I've done for you. That'll be...
He taps his fingers and mouths silently while he counts, until he arrives at an acceptable figure.
1,300,000 dozen and 50 gold pieces. Now pay up.
I'm gonna roll my eyes. Who do you think you are, Han Bubuki?
I'm a fair businessman is what I am. But if you can't pay me in money, then I'll just have to insist you keep me on until you can. So, what position can you offer?
Let's go Beast. Go Beast.
Han ponders your suggestion for all of a second.
Yo-ho-ho and a bottle of milk! That sounds good, mister. But you better believe the bill for that will be a doozy.
Suckle fool.
Source of all, eh? A bold move, I'll grant you that. I didn't think anyone considered the little people anymore.
Alright, what do you think about it?
I don't know yet. Perhaps peace will reign and all will be equal. Or perhaps you've bestowed great power on undeserving children and turned them loose on each other. Time will tell, I'm sure.
Okay.
So, here we are. Sorcerers like everyone else in the realm. Bit boring to be so unexceptional all of a sudden, isn't it? Then again, I suppose they can't fit all of us in Fort Joy.
Oh, man. Let's go 1.
It does, doesn't it? Good times, though. We've come to the brink and back again so many times on this adventure. I only hope what awaits the world is something more equitable. Bit more sun, bit less rain. Even though I love the rain.
Alright, peace out. Got one more person to talk to. My boy Fane.
Fane is reading a volume of Cranley Hubert's...
I see.
He glances up at you.
Well, well, there you are. Another fine specimen of your kind. A little leaner than when we first met, and a little less divine than you'd hoped, I imagine.
Let's go 4.
Yes, indeed. All of my people's source, spread across the mortal races.
Fane looks back down to the book, a bony finger running across the embossed leather cover.
It could have been different, you know? I could have saved them. I could have found a way.
Go 5. You got a daughter, bro.
Indeed. I have yet to find the word that captures the feeling of having every hope you ever had, offered, and then crushed within 5 minutes. But that, it was hard to see her die. It was harder to know what she did while she was alive. Still.
Died?
We all made our choices, and now we must live with the consequences. So, what do you think you'll do now that we live in a world of minute divines?
Let's try something new. Let's keep the peace.
Fane nods grimly.
Power in the hands of madmen is dangerous, but power in the hands of well-meaning fools? Empires have crumbled over less.
Go 1. Catch up on his reading.
The skeleton hefts Hubert's dog-eared encyclopedia, its weight heavy in his hands.
I've been rereading this book. It's shit.
Fane tosses...
If you creatures have spent your lives trudging about this world, and you've grown blind to its miracles.
Go 1.
Simply that to see the true beauty of a thing, sometimes you have to look at it as an outsider. As someone with fresh eyes, if you will. Take otters, for example, or octopuses. Octopuses? Regardless. The world is filled with absolutely incredible sights. And who better to catalogue them with the awe they deserve than someone seeing them for the first time?
Go option 2.
Some peace and quiet would certainly be a good start. After that, who knows?
Fane nods curtly and turns away, notebook in hand.
Okay. And let's check out the epilogue here. Let's see. Source to all. Time will tell.
It gives me almost as much pleasure to speak to you as it does to be whole again.
How can this be?
Consider me to be a gift from Malady. My wood was splintered, but I cannot say whether the future brings peace or pain. But I will always be an ally to those that carry source, to those whose blood is of the heroes of old. And so, I am at the ready.
You look out to the endless, and with a start, you realize the world was at peace, at least for now. With its significance as the seat of divinity diminished, Arx fell into decline, and within 7 generations had emptied. Few were as prepared for the new world as the lizardkin of the ancient empire. With power spread equally throughout the world, the advantage lay with those who knew how to steal it, and at this the lizards excelled. Justinia returned to her throne. Under her rule, the Dwarven kingdom prospered, until 2 years later a jealous lover stabbed her in the heart with a mutton fork. With their power returned, the elves reclaimed their lands from the Death Fog and began to rebuild. Soon they would split as 2 factions sought power, one to bring back the trees, the other to bring back the scions. A dwarven joke did the rounds. It ends with the punchline, "So Lucian dropped the Death Fog on them again." Only Sabine could bring the elves together once more. And in a dark forest on the far side of a desert, well beyond the high seas, the Black Ring came together once more. The island of Fort Joy, the old redoubt of the Source King Brachus Rex, was turned over to the people of Driftwood to use as they wished. They turned it into a holiday resort. Reaper's Coast prospered. The fisheries returned, and the fertile farmlands produced the greatest harvests the surviving farmers had ever seen. Blood Moon Island became particularly fecund, its soil producing the greatest crops. A particularly crimson-fleshed orange grown on the island became a delicacy across half the world. The black pits took fire. The oil there burns still. Driftwood became a centre of industry, trade and transport. Lohar became mayor, and Brayton Barnes grew rich until, after a public argument over import duties, Barnes died in an accident, buried under several tons of fish, and also stabbed in the back with a gutting knife. After a long and harrowing journey, Lovric the waiter arrived in Sicil, where he opened a tavern. The meaty stew became famed almost as much for its food as it was for its greasy, abusive owner.
Remember that guy?
Lagan left his over-demanding wife and began a relationship with a local bard. In the spirit of loving generosity, he returned the ring to his now ex-wife. In a fit of rage, she threw it into the sea.
I don't remember that guy either.
You would never forget Dorothea's kiss. Dorothea herself left Driftwood for the ancient empire, ever in search of the perfect kiss. She never found it, although once or twice she came close. The nameless isle had vanished. Although only open water remained, by instinct ships would steer clear. None of the captains could articulate why. Millennia later, adventurers would come in search of the legendary divine city of Arx and the crypt of the great Lucian. None would pass the path of blood. Young Han went into the theatre and became one of the realm's most popular actors. With no new divine, Malady found herself in a predicament. She had an important problem to solve, but no ally strong enough to call upon, and so her search continued. Having performed the greatest act of necromancy in history, Tarquin found the new world unchallenging. He became obsessed with rumors of another plane of existence. One day he vanished and was never seen again. With the source released to the world, Ahu the wizard spent more and more time as a cat. One day he decided he would not change back. Jehan the demon hunter found himself at a loose end, so he opened a museum of demonic artifacts. After it burned down, with Jehan inside, witnesses claimed that the flames were the color of blood. As the forests grew anew, and the elves were equals at last, Sahala shared elven knowledge of the source with the world. But some elves disagreed and plotted against her. The mother would have to choose sides. Chief amongst her opponents was Tova, Sahala's own mother.
Damn.
As Source flooded Rivellon, Fane set out to record everything he could of this new world. As he travelled, he kept a socket peeled for signs of the Eternals, hoping to find the wife he'd lost. He's still looking. As the new mother, Sabine found a great forest and founded a new elven homeland. Elves flocked to her and worshipped her as a goddess. Sabine swore never to kill again, but once in a while she'd look at her needle and smile. The Red Prince came home a hero. Soon Prince became emperor, and his armies marched on their neighbors. The Red Empire was born, and his house remained true to its name. There was never a day without war. And then there was you. You returned to the world a sorcerer among many. Your future was yours to decide. Did you accept your new status with humility? Only you know the truth. Only you know if you atone for your sins.
All right. We gave Source to everybody. Or no, we took Source away from everybody. We gave Source to everybody. Now,
after all that what shall you do with Divinity?
Now we are going to become the Divine. Option 1. Let's go.
And so it ended. A tale that began with my own ill-fated attempt to rid the world of the Godwoken. A new divine rose, a true heir to the Seven, more powerful than ever, and united Rivellon in its battle against the Void. All across the realm, he was loved, worshipped, and adored. Humans, lizards, elves, and dwarves all rallied to his banner. The Great Allegiance stood once more, but the war continued. From the depths of the Void, the God King still sought to return. As for me, my last hope of ever being freed of the God King's terrible tyranny faded when the Godwoken claimed divinity. An eternity of pain and suffering is mine. I cling now to the dream that one day the veil will be sealed, that one day I can be freed, that one day a new Godwoken will rise.
Right. You gonna remove that mask there, Home Chick Slice Malady?
Malady stands tall and proud, sunlight sparkling off her mask. From here, she looks almost angelic.
Well, here we are again. You, me, and the shit an eyeful, Your Holiness. I expect it's the last we'll see of each other for some time.
She turns to you, arms crossed, and grins.
Look at you. Magnificent.
Okay, you don't look too bad yourself. Let's go one.
Actually, I've never looked better. Except for one small thing.
She fingers the mask covering her face. For a moment, it seems as though she's about to remove it. But instead, she places a hand on your shoulder.
Foiled again.
We've come a long way together. I did my best by you all the way. I sacrificed much. But I'd give even more to see you become exactly what you've become. Soon, I'd like to have a little chat about something you can do for me. But I believe that can wait. Relax. Enjoy. I certainly plan to do the same. Enjoy the fruits of your labor. And when the time comes, I'll come find you. Your Holiness.
Okay. Look at me, I'm all shiny. Oh, I have permanent spirit vision. Oh, and then I got rid of it. Oh.
Well, well. Look what the cat dragged in. A god, no less.
He smiles at you fondly as he takes you by the hand.
You've done us proud. You saved the world, didn't you?
I didn't save it alone. Option 2.
No. We were all of us instrumental, but only one walked away with divinity. I'm glad it was you.
Yeah, let's go one. Where would you like the Lady Vengeance to take you?
Home, if you don't mind. After all, I've dragons. I do so long to sit all day, but above all, I long to be with remember how when we first met? Not something one forgets. Now, if you'll recall, at the time of... What say you?
We're gonna go one. Do you realize you're asking a god to be his slave?
Well, only the best for the Red Prince. Surely you must realize that by now.
The Red Prince is definitely my second favorite character. Fane is the best. But, Red Prince is pretty awesome.
I've never been fond of what the Divine stands for, but I must say, it's rather exciting to say I've been up close and personal with one.
You're the new Divine. That's so cool. What's it like?
Let's go Barbarian. Smash!
Smash, 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 smash!
Han hammers at the air with his fist in solidarity.
There's also the matter of my payment for...
He taps his finger.
1,300,000 dozen and 15 gold pieces. Now pay up.
Let's go 2. Not a number, man.
It is so. But if you can't pay me in money, then I'll just have to insist you keep me on until you can. So, What position can you offer?
You be my spy master.
Han ponders your suggestion for all of a second.
Okay, I love being all sneaky and well, yeah. But you better believe the bill for that will be a doozy.
What were you about to say? Smack your face.
Well, if it isn't the new divine gracing me with his presence. How honored I am.
You mean you need to show me some respect?
Tarquin's smirk wilts into a glower.
I didn't come all this way to show deference. Some friendly advice. All who rise are capable of falling. Gods, the divine, anyone. Remember where you came from. The last thing this world needs is more tyrants.
Is that a threat?
Ah, there you are. I was hoping you'd come find us again. I've never known a god before they became divine. I was curious if it would have changed you.
She gives you a long, assessing look, but makes no immediate comment.
Go 3.
She paces around you like a cat, looking you over.
Well, you certainly look the same. But there's something in the air around you. It vibrates ever so slightly. There's magic in it. Power. Don't you feel it?
Let's go 3. I like that one.
Maybe you should give it a bit of time. I imagine it takes almighty power a little while to settle in. Don't be a stranger now.
Alright, Fane. The last one.
Fane is reading a volume of... His eyes stay fixed on the book as you approach.
Let's go 2.
Yes, I see. It is rather annoying. You have my apologies. The next time I meet you in the guts of a slaving ship, I shall keep my hands to myself.
Dang.
Fane looks up, his gaze carefully drinking you in.
Fascinating. The power of my people. The power of the Veil. All in one delicate mortal shell. Who could have imagined?
Let's go 1.
I don't doubt it.
The skeleton looks back to the book. You can feel the grief radiating from him.
I can't help thinking that I could have saved them. That I could have done something.
Go 3.
You can do that? Of course you can. Look at you. No. The only thing worse than losing them would be to lose them and not mourn that loss. They deserve that much.
Go 2.
The skeleton hefts Hubert's dog-eared encyclopedia.
I've been rereading it. Shit.
Fane toss...
If you creatures have spent your lives trudging about this world, truly, good heavens, you hide it well. I'm not sure your people really look at things like animals anymore. Take otters or octopuses, regardless. The world is filled with absolutely incredible sights. And who better to catalogue them with the awe they deserve than someone seeing them for the... Oh, yes. I imagine it was.
Fane nods curtly.
Alright.
It gives me almost as much pleasure to speak to you as it does to be whole again. I cannot say whether the future brings peace. I am at the ready.
You look out to the endless, and with a start, you realize war raged on. Arx remained the center of power as the races united behind the Divine. But the Voidwoken attacks continued, as they did elsewhere. Arx would see many more long years of war. The ancient empire of lizards became one of the pillars of the new divine alliance. The houses of war and of shadows were particularly useful in the fight against the god king. The empire used the war to expand its territory. Justinia returned to her throne. Under her rule, the Dwarven kingdom fought for the divine, and her loyalty was unquestionable. Many fine and courageous dwarves did their people great honor in battle and in death. With Lucian gone, the elves reluctantly rejoined the divine alliance. Their place in the war on the Void would entirely depend on the integrity of the new divine.
Oh. Anything?
And here and there, across the world, what was left of the Black Ring fought on. The island of Fort Joy remained a sorcerer's paradise, a place of exile for those whose sorcery threatened to bring in the Void. For their well-being, its residents depended entirely on the benevolence of the new divine. Reaper's Coast struggled on. The farms and the fisheries fought to feed the people against the Voidwoken blight. The black pits took fire. The oil there burns still. Driftwood teetered on the edge of starvation until the night the Voidwoken came from the sea. All were killed. This did, however, put an end to the famine. The nameless isle had vanished. Although only open water remained, by instinct ships would steer clear. None of the captains could articulate why. Arcs battled on. Young Han grew up a warrior and became one of the Alliance's greatest generals. But even he could not win the war. With a new divine at the helm, Malady had a powerful ally. But she was in no hurry to call in her favor. After all, it might be the last thing she ever did. Having performed the greatest act of necromancy in history, Tarquin found the new world unchallenging. He became obsessed with rumors of another plane of existence. One day he vanished and was never seen again. Ahu the wizard served the new divine with honor, wisdom, and an at times unnerving feline elegance. Jehan the demon hunter never stopped hunting for demons. Sahala sought to strengthen the Elven alliance with the new divine. Her powers of sight proved useful in the ongoing war against the Void, but she could never be sure that the new divine trusted her. Tova, her mother, was Sahala's most trusted warrior. Fane traveled Rivellon, notebook in hand, recording the wonders he discovered. He kept a socket peeled for signs of the Eternals, hoping to find the wife he had lost. He's still looking. As the new mother, Sabine found a great forest and founded a new elven homeland. Elves flocked to her and worshipped her as a goddess. Sabine swore never to kill again, but once in a while she'd look at her needle and smile. The Red Prince returned home a hero and soon became emperor. He used the war on the Void to expand the empire. His house remained true to its name. There was never a day without war. And then there was you. You, Marcus Miles, Beast of the Sea, the Dwarven Divine. What did you do with your power? What kind of divine were you as the world battled on? Did you show mercy or strength? Did you sacrifice others as Lucian had done? Did you regret becoming divine? Did you wish you'd surrendered the power that runs through your veins and sealed the veil? Only you know the truth. Only you know if you atone for your sins.
Only you can prevent forest fires. All right. We've done all the options for the Divinity. Now we're going to refuse it and see what options we get now. We've never clicked on this one before.
A cloud of purest black breaks through. The chill of death, then its very visage. The pale skull at the heart of the Void. This is the God King himself.
Not one! There is not one who will choose divinity. What fools! They have power within their grasps, but they fail to take it. These races truly are inferior. Victory is mine! My people! The world is ours once more. The reign of thieves is at an end. These so-called races will be our slaves and our food stock. For we are the truth. We are the real. We are eternal.
And so it ended. A tale that began with my own ill-fated attempt to rid the world of the Godwoken. The Eternals reclaimed the world. Dwarves, elves, lizards, and humans all became slaves, ruled over by the Sworn and the Eternals. The God King had defeated the Seven and returned from the Void. Relics of the old world remained, but in time they crumbled and fell, like the memories of the peoples who had built them, lost to time like sand in the wind. As for me, the God King never forgot my failure. I know not why he keeps me alive. Each day may be the day that I will finally be punished, that I may finally pay for my sins.
Right.
Malady stands tall and proud. Sunlight
Well, here we are again. You get an eyeful. I expect it's the last we'll see of each other for some time. It isn't going to be easy cleaning up this mess you've made. It might not even be possible. I don't know how I could have been so wrong about you. I'm never wrong.
Let's go too. Heck yeah.
A cruel smile spreads across her lips.
Tell your God King he'll have to send much more than you to silence me. Until we meet again, all the best to you.
Don't you dare look me in the eyes, slave, for that is all you are now that you bow to the God King. The world as we know it will soon come to an end, and welcome an undead wasteland in its stead.
Go one. I like one.
Emperor of the dead, to sit on a cold grey throne amid a vast necropolis? Never. Your battle may have ended, mine continues.
After all I had to do to free myself of the God King, you just gave in to him? You've ruined everything. I want you to know that. Now get out of my sight.
Leave me alone, okay?
Everybody's so mad.
Do you know what you've done? You've signed my death warrant, fool. The God King won't stand to the likes of me in this world. Not after I abandoned his cause.
Sabine twirls her needle, her face set in a defiant scowl.
Pledge allegiance to the God King.
She spits on the ground and turns away from you.
I pledge myself to no one. Get away from me, you eternal horror.
Mwah. We are so evil.
Fane is reading a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia. As you approach, you see he isn't holding it. The book is floating slightly above his hands. He glances up, and you see his eye sockets glow faintly. He seems to be taking in every detail.
You, my companion, my friend.
Hmm. Hmm. Go one. Go one.
Is that what you made the creatures of your land? Slaves? The horses that pulled your plows? The sheep that clothed you? The cows that filled your stomachs? A shepherd cares for his flock, just as I care for you.
Go on.
And I am glad that you are here.
The encyclopedia in Fane's hands floats up as he extends his hand. For a moment, it hangs in the air, unmoving, before it slowly disintegrates to nothing.
Today, my love, we start anew. Do not fear, dear one. It is over. The world is set right.
Okay. This is the one that we've all been waiting for. What does the world with a God King in it do? Still don't know who the God King is. I've been looking, but haven't found my answers yet.
I await but your word, Master. As I was called to be, I am yours to command. My will is of no consequence, even as we sail into darkness. And so, as I must, I say, I am at the ready.
Wow, she's all right.
Consider me to be a gift from Malady. My wood was split. A shame I must be given life anew to know the pain ahead. A pain that will endure.
Hey.
You look out to the endless beyond, and with a start, you realize where you must go next. And what of you? You were the key to it all. You brought the Eternals back to the world and saw the God King enslave the thieves. You set right the original wrong, and the Seven were punished for their transgression. Are you proud of all you achieved? Or are you ashamed of your sins?
That's it, huh? That is it. All right. Well, that is all of the options. Sadly, there was some bug at the end where we couldn't get things to trigger correctly. So we had to kill a masked one to get things to trigger correctly. You know, we got things back on track. And yeah, game over. Oh no, I guess we can go to the main menu. How can I put this? I definitely think this game is incredible. It is by far one of the best games I've played this year, let alone the last couple of years. I've sank how many hours in this game? Over 100 hours. 126 hours into this game. And I'm gonna go for a second playthrough. It's gonna be different. I'm probably not gonna stream it. You know, there's so many ideas in this game that I want to explore, and I want to do some more, see other sides of things as well, and take way more evil paths than I actually did, like the Advocate, for example. You know, help him out and whatnot, and take the Doctor's blood pact thing or whatever. But yeah, this game is fantastic. Highly recommend it. You know, if you value your game time in dollars, You know, like for me, typically, you know, $2 an hour is well, $1 an hour actually, is typically what I'd like to look for. You know, I rarely get that. But you know, the better the game, the higher the value of the hour is basically. And this game exceeded all expectations. The first island where we're on Fort Joy, and then you finally leave Fort Joy and you go out into the rest of the island and you end up fighting Alexander, and then that's when you leave. That entire island, I thought that would have been the entire game, and I would have been satisfied with that. That's how good this game is. You know, I spent 34 hours on the first island, and that was perfect. And to find out that there's driftwood after that, and then what came after driftwood? The island of the gods, the nameless isle, and then arcs. It's like, wow, you know, it's so much content. So I highly recommend this game. I hope you play it. I hope you get lost in it like I did. Such a great game. But thanks for watching. Appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow. We're gonna go back to our normal stream times here. Maybe. But we'll be back tomorrow. And we're probably going to play... Well, yeah, we'll be back at normal stream times. 5:30 PST. And we're going to finish up... what's that game called? Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. We're pretty close to the end there. And after that... I don't know. I got a lot of games to play, but none of them I'm really excited to play. Maybe I'll end up just playing this one and kind of just doing my own thing. Who knows? Whatever. Figure that out when it comes along. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow, 5:30 PST. More video game. Peace.